In this video, we hiked the trails of Yellowstone and Grand Teton. Even though many of the trails had not yet opened for the year, we were able to find some highly rated hikes that took us far from the roads and any potential crowds. The first trail we did was a 6-mile loop that started from one of the Mammoth Hot Springs parking lots called Beaver Pond Trail. I rated this one an 8.5 out of 10. When hiking around the pond, we saw some prints on the trail that looked like they were from a large, scary animal. We made sure to constantly be making noises as we went because the last thing we wanted was to startle a bear. We were super excited to see elk on the trail. We thought as soon as they saw us that they'd run away, but it turns out that they couldn't have cared less that we were there. We're now on the Yellowstone River Ridge Trail. Basically just follows along the Yellowstone River for a few miles and then it's an out and back. And this thing shoots straight up a hill. I think we've just come up on some mountain sheep. There's like a whole little herd right here, and there's a photographer taking pictures of them. I'm gonna try to be quiet. Sometimes when you say you're going to go to the next ridge and turn around, it's not worth it, but this time it totally was, because we would have missed all these bighorn sheep had we turned around when we were originally going to. It's really cool. After avoiding rain and snow for the most part in Yellowstone, we were greeted with a snowstorm as we drove through Teton Pass on our way into Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We've arrived at Grand Teton National Park. It took us about 3 hours to get in here this morning, so we don't have a whole lot of time today. But we're at Jenny Lake right now, and we're going to walk around rather than take the ferry. It's about 2 miles, and then from there we're going to try to do Inspiration Point and Hidden Falls, and then a little bit of Cascade Canyon. It turns out the ferry was not an option anyways. There's a moose right up here on the trail. We're gonna try to get a closer look at it. That is so cool. The hike around the lake was very slow going and tiring. Many places on the trail had snow that was over a foot deep. But to get to this view, it was worth it. Our next stop was a spectacular overlook called Inspiration Point. This was the end destination of almost everyone else that we saw on the trail that day. Beyond this point was Cascade Canyon. Just a few hundred yards into it, and we felt isolated and alone. Without a doubt, the most spectacular moment of the trip for me happened right here in Cascade Canyon. The beautiful sights and sounds of the flowing creek and gently falling snow under the shadow of the towering mountains made me realize we were in a truly special place. Well, we've come about as far up the canyon as we have time for. I've gone about 4 miles, a little over, and we just don't have enough time. So we're gonna head back to the car and head back to West Yellowstone. We are back after a full day of hiking. We started about 10:30 this morning and it's a little after 4 now. We only stopped 2 times to rest, so we are exhausted and ready for a warm bed and hot food, but we have a 3-hour drive ahead of us. This adventure's been fun. Can't wait for the next one. Bye. Okay. Oh boy.